So I'm really excited that we have this opportunity to be able to have Shaun speak with you all. We've got a lot of people coming on. It's almost at 200 people already, and it's still climbing. So I'm really excited that you all found this important to be a part of. My first introduction to seeing Shaun or meeting Shaun was actually my very first summit. And that was when Insanity was launched. And I was there about 5 months post-pregnancy. And I was like, what? These are tough workouts? I didn't know that home video workouts could be really tough like this. So I was pretty excited to find out that we were actually serious about the workout game when Shaun's Insanity came out. And Shaun became very close in our family because my husband was one of those guys that believed you could only get a workout if you went to the gym. And his weight kept climbing, and finally he tried to do a little P90X, and sorry, Tony, you didn't convert him over to doing any home workouts, but it wasn't until Insanity came out and I handed him over the big book of Insanity and said, try this, and my husband became addicted so much so that he did Insanity straight for 2 years. 2 years, yeah, seriously. Kind of fell in love with Shaun, so did I, so did all my kids. Everybody knew Shaun, except for one of my closest friends, Shalene. They didn't know Shalene, they knew Shaun. So I'm really excited because it's been such a long journey with Shaun, as well as one of my closest friends, Chip Hoffa, working with him. I'm really glad that we have the opportunity to be able to learn more about what he's been doing behind the scenes that we didn't know about with these new workouts, the new commercial, and how we're going to be able to utilize all of this in our businesses. So Shaun, I see you are here. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much again for fitting this in.
Of course. I also want to say thank you personally. And I think I can be very candid when I say, Chip and I talk about you a lot and we laugh. Like we laugh at, I want to say laugh with you, but I'm laughing at you. And let me tell you why. Because you give 0 FUCKS's. Like, I'm like, yo, we be sitting up there, I'm like, Chip will be like, oh my God, look what Christine just posted, or look what she just did. And I'm like, yes, like somebody who's just out there, like you are literally living in that moment. And I'm just smiling because I'm just like, yes, I'm like, yes, she is my kind of people. But it really is, it's really nice to talk to you and your team. And so thank you. And while I have like literally 22 minutes left, I'm really going to jump in. And so I don't know if you remember, but years ago, we were having a summit in Los Angeles, and you invited me to speak at, I think it was you that invited me to speak at the Platinum Presenters. I want to give you guys this little background story. I had no idea what a Beachbody coach was when I first joined Beachbody. I had zero clue. I just remember one day I was on set, and they had this big poster board with all this marker, and they were like, hey, congratulate these 7 people. And I was like, who the fuck are they? Like, I don't know who they are, right? So I legit had no idea. I entered this business purely for the reason or the motivation to just continue to do what I did outside of this business, was to teach, motivate, inspire. I love group exercise. I come from a space of group exercise, a room full of people doing a workout while I'm motivating them is my entire soul. So many things come from my soul in that space. And then being able to transfer it to people doing it at home, there really was no translation for me. The camera just really became a person. And so every time I look at the camera, and I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna jump in a little deeper, but every time I look at the camera, like if I look at Chip and he's in a video, the next time I look at the camera, I'm looking at somebody like Christine. If I look at Scott and he's in a video, the next time I look up, I'm looking at the guy named Joe. So when you see me talking to the camera, I'm unscripted. No one ever tells me what to say. I'm literally taking my background of teaching on every continent in this world, teaching on stages where they didn't even know English. And the night before, when I landed in a country, I would be like, I just need to learn how to count to 8 in their language, right? And that's where I come from. And that's what I like to translate through the screen. With that said, do you know how difficult it is to do that? And my message for you today, while I will talk about my new workouts, is that you can do hard things, but only if you embrace the fact that you can do hard things. Right now, there are so many people out here using this very, tough pandemic time as kind of like an excuse to not want to push forward. But I want you to think I want you to think less about the fact that people could think that they're being insensitive by telling people about this great opportunity, and look at it like, for most of you, this company or these programs or whatever you're out there, the shake, I mean, it changed your life. And I think in your mind, you have to go out there and talk from a point of feeling. If you talk from a point of feeling, explain from a point of feeling, you can never go wrong as long as you're being true to who you are and your feeling, which is why I started out with this story about watching Christine, because I'm like, you're going to get what you're going to get. Like, you're going to get her. No matter what it is that's happening, you're going to get her. And so I'm going to try to do this in 30 seconds. The only reason I was able to do these 2 new workouts is because I fearlessly wanted to meet up with Carl, even though like I would text him, be like, what are we doing next? He'd be like, I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you're going to be in Phoenix. My team was like, go talk to him. I walked into the airport. We got a private room. We were talking. Everything I pitched to him, he said no. He was like, no, I'm not ready to do that. No, I'm not ready to do that. No, I'm not ready to do that. Did I get discouraged? Absolutely not. At that point, I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm so used to being told no, but the thing that was different, not just about this time, but the thing that's different that people don't really think about when they hear the word no, is that you basically plant the seed. You plant a seed to let someone know that I'm thinking about being here for you and supporting you. Literally a week later, Carl was like, you know, we had this conversation and the things that you wanted to do wasn't necessarily on my list, but I heard that what I heard from you is you really wanted to help the network. So how about we do this? And he talked about this plan that he was doing. And he was like, I would love for you to be one of the voices for this movement that I'm trying to have, which is really trying to build the coach network up through Beachbody On Demand and getting the word out there. So he was like, hey, I want you to create 2 new workouts. I want you to create an easy one and an easier, because there's really nothing easy when it comes to me, an easier one and a hard one. And I was like, cool. Again, going back to no, the first 2 that I presented, he was like, Shaun, they're both hard. And I was like, oh. So I went back to the drawing board. I say all that to say, and I say that really quickly, because I want you all to understand that whenever you reach out to someone to be a part of your community, literally look at it as a part of your community, not like, oh, you know, we're all on here and we all work out together. No, like, what is the foundation and the mission statement of your community? I want you to think about that for a second. Like, what is the mission statement of you? For me, it's on my hat, trust and believe. I'm like, so for me, I don't have like the dad who works all day or the mom who, you know, is a business owner and has to run her house. That's not like, for me, I'm like, I just need you, for someone out there, whether they come in the door and they rotate in and out of the door, I want you to trust and believe in who you are. And you're going to do it by being able to do hard stuff. But you have to also change your struggles that you've had and really go back and dive into them and think, you know, how am I actually going to make this a strength? So I want you to think about that for a second. Yes, you are on the Platinum Presenters team and Christine is motivating you, but Christine's motivating you from her soul. Where is your soul? What is the message of your soul speaking to you? Because that's the way you're going to be able to talk to people and help them understand, this is who I am, this is where I need to go, and this is how we're going to get there, and this is how I can help you too. So with that said, I want to talk about my 2 workouts, Ramp It Up and Dig Even Deeper. The Ramp It Up workout is basically a playlist. If you think about Spotify, it's a playlist of every Shaun T workout that kind of leads right before you get into the insanity zone. You know, the workout starts out with very simple movements like hip hop abs level, then rock and body, then size. Then we hit that T25 where you start to sweat a little bit. Then you jump into, I take you on a journey to finish with what it feels like to dig even deeper. Why did I do it like that? Well, for me, and I think that one of the stories that are missing because we get so focused on the before and after picture, the journey, like the actual road that people take, sometimes get lost. Like everyone is so focused on, I want the results that he or she got, that they forget that the journey takes a lot of work. And so one question I want you to answer, if you have a pen and a paper, or if you can write it down, jot it down somewhere, is what is the experience you take people on. When you go to the movies, you don't want to just see the opening scene and see the end of the movie, right? Like, what kind of fun would that be? You'd be like, I just spent, $10 to see like 15 minutes, right? You have no idea what happened. So I ask you, what is the journey that you're taking people on when they join your team? Like, what is the beginning? What is the character building? How are you helping them build their character? What is the journey? Because in every movie, there's the happy, oh my gosh, this is great. There's the struggle. There's the working through the struggle. And then there's the finale. Hopefully it's a happy ending. Sometimes not, right? But what is the journey? And I want you to answer this question for yourself. What is the journey? What's the experience that you're taking people on? Because the sooner you're able to answer that, the sooner you'll be able to help people know what the step-by-step process is to help them succeed. For instance, if I come out with a brand new program, not just two workouts, and I've said this when I talked about Transform 20, I'm like, or any of my work, you don't got to do my workouts. What I want you to do is what is going to be right for you. And in addition to that, as a coach, how are you going to help people through the journey to get there? One of my things I say is, while of course, there's challenge packs and all of these amazing amenities that you can give people to help them on their journey, and things are new, but have you ever thought about making a hybrid calendar of everything that helped you? And that was the first program they did. With these two workouts, and I'll get into dig even deeper in just a second, with these two workouts alone, you can literally have people do these two workouts that you form a challenge group. You're like, I got a 2-day challenge group going on. At the end of that second day, you send them some little certificate that you make on your phone, like congratulations for completing your first challenge. Then you make a 3-day hybrid calendar of like 3 other of my workouts. So you'd be like, all right, we're going to do Digging Me Deeper again. We're going to do Shaun Turbo Fire. And then we're going to add a little P90X. And after those 3 days, you show them like, great, you were successful. Because what happens a lot of times is we right away want to sell people something. We want to sell them a shake. We want to sell them a program. Instead of being like, well, let me just show you what it feels like to go on a journey and for you to be successful. What if at the end of just 1 week, people have already finished 3 successful journeys, right? You took them on a journey. They finished 3 weeks. They've done multiple kind of programs that work with different trainers in Beachbody On Demand. And then you say, okay, you lost 3 pounds. If their thing is a weight loss, you have better mental clarity after this week. These are things you ask them in the beginning. What do they want? Process it along the way. That thereafter comes right, their first after picture or after feeling comes within 7 days. And now you actually have them going on a journey. And so they know how to complete a journey. That's when you can push that. All right, this is the next step. Like, this is what we're going to have to do. This is what's helped me. My Shakeology, my Energize. Now we're going to try and go for a longer program. Let's do Shaun Week. It's a total of 7 days. We're going to do the 7 days. There's a modifier. Work your way through. Before the next program even comes out, or when they announce, like, let's say 10 rounds, like they were announcing 10 rounds way before it came out. How many of you took people on 3 successful journeys, sent them a certificate, said congratulations before they even launched it? Right? Most people are like, we're getting a group together to start 10 rounds. Not, I already, like, my group has 30 people in there and they already completed 3 programs that I created for them specifically. Now let's do this. So with Dig Even Deeper, and this is the last thing I'll say, and I want to get to like Q&A because I'm like stuck on time. But when I dig even deeper, it goes to, like, some people forget that we have weekend warriors, 5K runners, the Tough Mudders, the Spartan races, the CrossFitters, people who like that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, I want to do stuff at home, but I also want to go out, right? Dig even deeper is for that person that wants to push their body to peak physical condition. And then the last thing I'll say, when I'm trying to combine all of that, is how many of you out there are literally saying, you know what, I'm going to put something really hard together and I want people who really want to go on a journey that's so terribly difficult. Like, I want this to be hard. Because when Insanity came out, I was like, my director was trying to tell me, Like, tell people that they can do it because they want to sell. I'm like, it ain't easy. I'm like, it's not for a person who's lazy, not for a person who finds excuses. It's hard as hell and only for the person that wants to go to peak physical condition. Insanity was top infomercial 7 years in a row. Before that, everyone was like, you can lose weight by drinking this for 3 days and you're going to have a great butt when you go to South Beach. No, the fuck you ain't, right? It takes hard work. With that said, some really key points. And then, Christine, I want to open it up to people if they have questions. If you just, a couple of the selling points, even outside of dig deeper and dig even deeper and ramp it up. If you just did my programs, because I know mine the most, right? If you just did my programs, all of them once, you have 13 months of workouts. And each of my programs come with a nutrition guide. If you didn't want to use the Beachbody nutrition guide, a portion fix. 13 months. You're like, yo, you sign up for this, you get the shake, you got 13 months of workout if you love working out with Shaun. If most people do programs 2 and 3 times, if you did my programs twice, you're like, I'm just going to run through Shaun T twice. You have over 2 years of working out and you haven't even touched another trainer, right? Not to say that you would do that. I'm just trying to make it a point to say the thing that is going to work best is you showing people the value, but the value starts with them. If you don't help them understand that they are valuable when they're scared to walk into a state of something that might be tough or hard and they haven't felt successful in a really long time, it's a possibility you lose them. And that's why a lot of people are afraid of the word no. Look at the word no as the fact that you have planted a seed so that once they grow into a point where they want something, they're like, you know what, let me reach out to that Christine because I'm ready now. No is not always I hate you. No is like, I'm not ready now. I'm having fears, right? So I just wanted to open that up. And I want to open up the questions. I usually talk way longer, but I really want to like answer anything that you want to talk about specifically with the crew.
Cool. Thank you. That's really great because it's really changing your mindset rather than just giving someone an assignment and expect them to just do. You are hand-holding them and walking through a mini journey, which again is opening up my mind of something I'm failing at. I'm expecting people to just do, and I need to improve on that myself. All right, so let's kind of dig into, it's called a commercial, right? That you did was a 30-minute spot or 30-second spot. And what are we going to kind of be able to do to be able to capitalize on the commercial that you have and the offer that is being promoted? How can we as coaches capitalize on that to be able to market that more?
All right, yeah. So right now it's a 2-minute spot. It's long. It's hard for me to tell you where it is because it's on TV and online. I think they may have done a 30-second spot. I'm not sure, but I'm not saying this because it's me as a big team. It's a really good commercial. And basically it's like, I'm telling people like, text me right now and you're going to get these workouts for free, right? So the word free in general, I know I have free workouts on Beachbody On Demand. I think Autumn has exclusives. You know, one of the things that you get people in like, try this. So how is it going to help you? Well, people are going to be seeing it. If you haven't noticed already, I've had people send me messages. Hey, like Seattle is like blanketed with Beachbody On Demand. When Joel was going around, there's a bus, you know, this is marketing. So for you to just continue to let them people know that you are available, that's how you're going to maximize on a commercial that's out there. Before Beachbody On Demand and before Instagram and all that stuff, social media in general, it was only TV. That's like, you know, I was in a barbershop. I have to tell you this because it's funny. I was in a barbershop the other day and I was filming something for my Instagram story. Not the other day, like a month and a half ago. And because this is a mess, honey. But and some girl was like, yeah, I have another client that's Insta famous. I said, listen. I said, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing Insta famous about me, okay? I'm like, it was down, hard, dirty work to do the best you can do, produce product. Our product used to take 12, 13 months to get through. And the reason why I say that is because all of the things that are going on out there, the hard work that, you know, me or Carl or the company Beachbody's putting behind this is setting you up for success. You just have to utilize the messaging that's out there.
So help me out with helping the other coaches that are not in the fitness space. When you said to kind of choose a mini program, like 3 different workouts for them to successfully do and then to achieve and move forward, how do you advise coaches who don't have a fitness background to know what kind of 3 are good ones to complement each other and not overtrain to be able to do as a mini program?
And they are a coach, correct?
Yeah, they're a coach, but they don't have like the fitness knowledge background of knowing how to pair the right workouts.
Okay, keywords, knowledge and background. One of the great things is right now, before we had DVDs, you had to buy them online, right? So when you're a coach, you're like, I have to buy that to understand it. Do your homework. Do your homework. I know Transform 20 has a fit commercial. I believe that Morning Meltdown 100 has a fit commercial. The Work has a fit commercial. And when I say fit commercial, it's that freemium, that first workout that comes out. Do your homework as a new coach if you know nothing about fitness, because the trainer, at least I tell you exactly what to expect. That's number one. The sample workout. Thank you, Chip. Secondly, wait, hold on. Don't go anywhere. My brain just went somewhere because I'm excited. Yeah, so the first thing is a fit commercial. Oh, the second thing is, do you start, and I think a lot of you do, but like, are you really looking at the questionnaires you put out to people? Because if you are not in the fitness profession, like for me, if someone was like, I want this, 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 and this, obviously I know what to do. But if you don't know what to do, you're like, hey, let me get back to you. You have your upline coaches. You have somebody like Christine who's like, hello, like you're on the call with someone who's been doing this for years, right? So as a community, you also have to utilize each other. For example, and just like my Ramp It Up workout, you can do like 3 or 4 days in a row. You're not going to it's really just basic total body cardio. It's something you're going to do if you go out and run every day and do a couple push-ups, right? Don't make it too difficult, but also do your research. Beachbody On Demand for you as a coach is also, it's courses in understanding what's happening on the screen and how to make it happen for you and your clients, but also do more than just work out. When you become a coach, yes, you want to change your life, but listen to the things that the trainers are saying, especially when it comes to form and function and what's happening tomorrow. Look at the schedules. Notice that we have leg day, upper body, like really start to focus and pay attention to that because it will help you out as well.
Awesome. And I want to ask one more question, and I know you got to get running. Sarah asked a great question. So in the commercial, it is saying to text Shaun, and they will go into the lead goal system. How do you advise or suggest that coaches should use the commercial, but also then encourage them to actually reach out to someone that they know as a coach and to not go into the lead wheel system and get a random coach?
Yeah, so I personally the commercial is there as support. You don't even have to look at it or see it, right? Like it might not find you. The point is the commercial's out there because I want you to understand that not everybody that sees that commercial is texting me right away, right? I want you to think about that for a second. If I showed a commercial to 10,000 people, like a good turnaround is going to be like 7%, 700 people will text me. So now you got, I can't do my math, 10,000 minus 700, 9,300 people. You got 9,300 people that saw it and they're going to see it again. So instead of don't think about it as like the lead system, be like, that commercial is out there letting them know. So you could reach out to that one person. It's like, you know what? I just saw something about that, and you seem like somebody that can vibe with me. Let me rock with you. So I don't want you to look at it as like you have to jump into the lead system. What you're doing is like, let that commercial, my page, Autumn's page, Joel's, like Elise, like we are really vocal. I mean, like, at least for me, like I show all parts of my personality on social media. So you can help people understand like, hey, this is the trainer you're going to be with. And you may have saw his commercial. This is more about him. This is how he's changed my life. This is the programs I've done. So just use that as support.
All right. And is there any marketing material out there that we can use to showcase what you have out there in the commercial to be able to kind of start educating people from our side that, hey, we are connected. And if you do see this, connect with me.
Yeah. There's no really collateral and material. But like I said, if you just sit down one day, take 25 minutes, watch the workout instead of doing it, and just take little notes that I say, because I'm giving you notes along the way that you can definitely use for answers that your customers may have.
Yeah, that's perfect, because you really have a good way of doing the QVC talk, where you answer someone's negative thought without them even asking. You're answering it for them, and they can see that it's possible. Well, I'm so glad that you were here, and thank you so much for giving us your time today. I'm excited. I got to go search this out because I want to see it, but really appreciate your time, and thank you so much again.
Yeah, I just want to say one last thing, because you just mentioned something. When someone tells you no and, it's like no or no because. Like, I can't do that because I work a lot. Great. Max 30 has 15-minute workouts. Transform 20 has a 10-minute workout. I can't do that because, my knees, I have weight issues. Great. We have a modifier. There's always the positive to someone's negative without you forcing them to do it. Hey, I don't know if I can do that because I can't have no energy. Well, a body in motion stays in motion, a body at rest stays in rest, and exercise has been proven, number one, to give you more energy, and number two, release stress. So are we going to do the opposite, or are we going to stay doing what we're doing, right? So look at the no's you get, and there's the answer physiologically and in our business that's going to help them understand, this is why I'm here to help you.
And there's always someone's story that you can share that is the same situation as them, and how that person is actually making it happen. Stories are the best way to do it. All right. Thank you. Love you so much, Shaun.
Thank you. Love you too. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have an amazing day. Keep digging deep. All right. See you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in.